I was the only person from Wesleyan going, I was the only person from Illinois going, and the only person from the Midwest going. So getting on that plane and knowing I would know nobody, like could barely relate to anybody, was so scary.
Definitely any chance you have to improve yourself culturally and understand the way other people do things, you're not going to be worse for it. So I would definitely study abroad.
You just are exposed to a lot of new experiences and new people and new ideas, and if you aren't open to change or at least listening to other people's views, you'll have a tough time studying abroad.
Don't worry so much if you make mistakes, because everyone does, and people aren't going to necessarily judge you for it because they understand that you're in a new environment. And be flexible with your schedule, because things don't always go the way that you think they're going to go, but sometimes that's when the most memorable things happen.
I do want to go to Europe, but I figured since this trip is being offered India and China, what other opportunity would I have?
Most science students have this idea in their head that they don't have time for it, or maybe schools look down on it, but I would say I think schools definitely see it as determination, doing something different, going out of the ordinary. And it shows that you're more than just a GPA, you're more than grades.
And if you're in a competitive major like business, do something different. Don't go to London like everybody else. Don't go to Barcelona like everybody else. No offense to any of those programs, but as somebody who's gone to India and China, as somebody who wants to go back to those countries and learn more about them, as someone who's been to Europe, who's been to Canada, Mexico, the Caribbean, all these different places, I probably learned the most in my time in India and China.
As soon as you have that inkling, start researching and talking to the study abroad office. They're a great resource that helps you figure out, okay, which programs are there available for the areas that you might have an interest in going to. What opportunities do these programs offer you?
She enunciated, the benefits of each individual program. Like, for example, our program, since it's a true exchange program, it's as if you're still attending university regarding payment. So if you choose to go abroad a second semester, your scholarship will still transfer, which is really useful.
I mean, she was our point of contact for any questions we had about courses, or how are these going to transfer, when do I turn in this form, do I have to turn in that form?
Figure out what the typical schedule is like for the 4 years that you're here, and how you might be able to fit it in, whether it's during an actual semester or a May term or even a summer program is possible.
There's also other scholarships and grants, so if you do your research and if you get help from the study abroad office, they'll point you in directions of other scholarships you can apply to.
I got the Gilman Scholarship, and that was a big one. But you just got to look around, and the study abroad office is a great resource. They pointed me in the right direction and gave me a bunch of applications, which I just filled out, wrote a bunch of essays, and it worked. You just got to do it. So it is affordable, and it does look good on applications.
The affordability part, I think, is also having good money management, because if you can stretch your dollar as much as you want it to, and if you are conscientious of how much you're spending, and you kind of know in advance, this is what I'm planning to do, this is how much I can afford this each week, you can go anywhere on however much money you have.
Throughout all of my interviews, I was able to use my experience abroad and talk about it in my interview and how it would apply to my position, and I was able to secure a job position from that, because I just thought it was such a cool experience that I was able to go to India and China and learn from that, because not many people get the opportunity to go while they're in college.
It's an opportunity you don't want to miss. If you could make it work, do it. You won't regret it.